Okay guys, it's your boy Merrill. Just hyping up some new balls I've been looking at, and I like to have a good basketball to play in, so I figure you guys do too. So just want to do a little review on what I've actually been using lately. Kind of want the elite. I know a lot of guys, that's what they want to play with, is what the NBA players play with. A lot of guys that are playing in rec leagues or just playing balls at their regular rec centers, they want to find out the best ball, and of course there's those guys that they got to have that ball that everybody wants to play with because they're insecure. Anyways, I just want to do a little bit of a review, my personal review. This is the Spalding NBA game ball, as you can see. Official game ball. It's got Adam Silver's autograph there in Boston. I think they're lasered into the ball. It's the actual official game ball. It's a genuine leather. A lot of guys talk about, like right here, it's got the U before, and that means those are the official ball. But I mean, this is for surely the game ball. It's 100% leather. I mean, it's got a feel to it that's it's actually it does feel like leather, but when you first take it out of the box, it's one of those things where you feel like it's a street ball. I know a lot of guys that have felt one, you've been like, yeah, I get with that. It's because if you've ever worn leather shoes, if you ever had like leather jackets or any kind of leather materials, it usually takes a while to wear this ball in. And then once it does get better, guys. So if you're considering it, it definitely is a great ball to use. If you look at the ball, the pebbling is pretty dope. The black rubber, like here, I'll just show you here. So all this rubbering right along here, it's true rubber. A lot of balls actually don't have it real rubber. It's a synthetic rubber. That enables it to have a much better grip. When you're also looking for, now this is a shooter's ball. I mean, you'll dribble way better with time, but like these grooves are really great. Like when you got for your fingers and a shooter, it's just fantastic. You can get a really good handle on the ball. It feels really natural to shoot. I've used this ball for about, I don't know, probably 4 hours now. I played in, several games, and I've shot around just by myself as well. One thing about this and it being leather is it scuffs really easy. Like if you can see this, like, scuffing here, scuffing down there, scuffing across here. And you spend this much money on a ball and you're like, dang, like even my synthetics don't even scuff it that much at all. Like there's some scuffs there and right here, and that's just from these marks are from hitting the rim. That's all it is, man. Like like you'll throw it and it'll slide in the side of the rim. So this ball does slide really nicely off the fingertips too when you're shooting at first. The thing to keep in mind with this game ball is when you first get it, it feels a little weird. You start to wear into it a little bit, like start to play it a little bit more, and it does, like every game seems to feel just a little bit better. When I first actually took the ball out of the box, I couldn't even palm the ball like I normally could, and this ball, I'm starting to palm it a little bit, and that's the second day I've had it. So definitely this ball gets better with age, like a fine wine. It's something that all the guys that I talked to said it shoots really well, but it doesn't handle really well to start with. So you might not like it at first. You just got to be patient with it. Most guys are saying like 3 to 6 months if you're playing, 3 times a week, 2 hours a pop. So that's that ball. It's fantastic. It retails Canadian because I'm from Canada, about 170 plus tax. Next ball I wanted to put up was the Wilson Evolution. This is the SIC ball, same ball exactly. Everywhere I go, all over from Vancouver, Manitoba, stuff like that, I talk to guys, even Ontario. They really rave about this ball. It's probably the most talked about ball besides the TF1000, which in my opinion, the TF1000 is a street ball. No offense to you guys that love that ball, but I'm from the old school where the original TF1000 was a killer ball, and it was probably the best ball to play with in my opinion. But anyways, this Wilson Evolution, it's a sick ball, synthetic leather. This one is a little bit different than some of the Evolutions. They'll say, instead of the CIS, it'll say Evolution across the front. Whatever, it's the exact same ball. The thing I notice about this Evolution, first of all, it's a really smooth pebbling ball around here where the handles are. It's got really deep grooves as well. Well, actually, not as deep as the NBA ball, but it's got some deep grooves in there as well. These are totally, these are, you know, like on the NBA ball, they're all rubber. This is actually the exact same, this black, you know, liner. They really are the exact same as the synthetic leather. It just looks a little bit different. You put it in your hands, it just feels so smooth. The thing out of the box, like I love about this, is I can palm it right out of the box, right? Like it's no big deal. Whereas an NBA ball took, you know, it takes a while to do that. This ball out of the box, you grab it, you can shoot it, feels natural, handling is insane. You know, the bounce is pretty good. Oh, and that's one thing I forgot to say real quick. That NBA ball, this one's bounce is awesome. It's a true bounce. Not like any other ball I've actually dribbled. It has a response that's really crisp and clean, so you can expect the ball to come back. Whereas in some balls, they don't really bounce back as much, don't have that spring. It's probably because the higher quality inner. It's probably like a better rubber bladder. And of course the leather gives that, you know, more, I guess, rigid or harder when it's in breaking time, just bounce, right? And you'll notice that even on the NBA ball, that you're shooting, it won't absorb as much, like the rim will actually be more rigid or seem more rigid in shots. So you're shooting and it'll bounce out, whatever. So this Wilson one though, it's really soft compared to the Spalding ball. It's a really, it almost feels like a pillow soft compared, because it's just you know, you can squeeze it and it just feels like really nice in the hands. Like it's really like a Cadillac of basketballs right out of the box. Shoots really well. It's light. NBA ball's the same way. It's actually a really light ball. The guys actually all noticed and said, man, this feels like a really light basketball. The Evolution is fantastic for that too. It shoots really well. It does, because it is so soft, this ball will absorb, like on bouncing, you might want to fill it in a little bit more PSI. So like average, you know, they say 7 to 9 PSI. The NBA ball here, it actually just says right here, it just says 8 PSI. So they're just not messing around. They're just like, let's go right in the middle. 8 is good. I think this one says 7 to 9 on it itself, right there, 7 to 9 pounds. So you might want to fill it in a little bit higher, maybe 8.5, maybe 9. Anyway, so to go back to the Evolution though, it's a fantastic ball. I love shooting it. I love handling it more than anything. It just feels really good to play in the hands. But, you know, you guys, I mean, that's pretty much, you know, my reviews on these balls. They both shoot very well. I'm excited to see what happens in, you know, 6 months when that, you know, that Spalding leather ball is going to really soften up and really feel like more grippy. Oh yeah, actually, I forgot to say to you guys, sorry about that, but these balls, when you talk about when you're playing ball and you've been playing like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you start sweating pretty good, this synthetic ball is going to slip around all the time. You have to wipe your shirt and stuff like that with it because it doesn't absorb moisture. Whereas in this ball, I mean, I take it under the tap, and I've done it before, and it'll be wet, and it takes a couple minutes, and it's almost absorbed the whole thing, and it gets actually a better grip. So you'll see guys like Steve Nash, you know, licking his fingers before he'd, you know, go for a dribble at top of the three. Just to give them better grip, and a lot of guys that do that, I'll like wipe my forehead on it because, you know, get rid of that sweat, and you know, that's just the best way to break these balls in. These real leather balls is just play on them, sweat on them, you know, just use them. A lot of guys put conditioners and stuff like that. I don't want something like a conditioner on my ball. I just want to use something like Sweat that's gonna just natural, right? But you know, each to their own. Anyways, this ball's 170, this one's 70 Canadian. Americans probably getting a way better deal than us, but it's all good. These balls are real sick. I just want to give my review because I've seen a lot of guys that don't even play ball and posting, you know, videos, and they're like, they don't even know what they're talking about. They just like the sport. Where I've been playing for, you know, 25 years, somewhat competitive throughout high school and college years. So I think I know what I'm talking about when it comes to control and quality and shots. And so if you guys are looking at getting great balls, I think these are the two best ones you can buy. I wouldn't say you'd be disappointed in either one. If you're looking at these leather ones, they are specific. I mean, you got to look. I mean, a lot of guys are selling the ones like, because Spalding has like a level, a 4 or 5 tier level, and the top is the professional. It's a black box that surrounds it, says professional, and make sure it says that, as well as I encourage you just to follow up, you know, follow the U and that. And then, of course, it's the official game ball in leather. And there are 2 leather balls, I felt, and this one is definitely different than the other lower quality one. So anyways, guys, you got any questions or you want to just write whatever, it's cool. I appreciate your feedback, and stay balling.